Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time I want to take a look at this little bit of Turtleiana. This is Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 33 from 1990. It's from Mirage Studios. But this is not done by Eastman and Laird. This is written by Jan Strand. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. Kind of difficult when you have so many consonants next to each other. With art by the late great Richard Corben, as you can see here. Okay, so Richard Corben is from 1940 to 2020. It's hard to believe he was 80 years old. I have to think of him as younger and think of him as in underground comics. So, but those guys are old. So he's an American illustrator and comic book artist, and his most widely known work is the cover of the Meatloaf album "Bat Out of Hell." He's done other album covers too, but that's probably what he's the single most recognizable piece of his work across the board. In comics, he's well known for his work featured in Heavy Metal magazine, primarily Den. And somewhere I've got the graphic novel version of that. In 2012, he was elected to Will Eisner Award Hall of Fame. In '65, he received a BA of Fine Arts from Kansas City Art Institute and started as an animator at Kansas City's Calvin Productions. Meanwhile, he worked on a variety of underground comics, largely horror, then on to Warren Publishing for horror and science fiction, followed by heavy metal. In the 80s and 90s, he operated his own Fantagor Press, and that went away and went out of business during the comic book implosion of the 90s. And he has a long history with a variety of publishers, including a cool, which I had at the time, but I don't think I still have, run on of Hulk stories, Incredible Hulk stories. And I guess he did more recently did a Luke Cage miniseries, which I hadn't seen until I heard anything about until I was doing some research. And most recently, he may have been doing other things too, but most recently that I know of was the work that he was doing on for Warrant Publishing's line of black and white horror magazines. So that's cool too. So yeah, went full circle. The first I don't even know the title of the first thing that I saw of him, because I found a black and white underground magazine that had no cover. I didn't even know the title of the book, but he did an underground horror story, and everyone was naked. He does a lot of things with the human body. Now, he had been a bodybuilder, but apparently he couldn't because of other things in life, he couldn't devote enough time to it for competition. So he kind of, but I've seen some early pictures of him, and he looked like the figures that he drew. And so I'm sure that gave him a good and unique perspective on human anatomy, and he used that in his comics and illustration, because everybody looked like a bodybuilder, just like with Boris Viejo, who's also, although not non-competitive, he was also a bodybuilder and one of his primary models for himself. And so many of his paintings looks like him, and his people all look like bodybuilders. So let's get these little guys out of the way and take a look inside Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, and this is the title of this story is Turtles Take Time. And it is a time travel story. It's all-inclusive, all in one issue, which is good. Now, there is a kind of an introduction on the inside of the cover, inside of the covers by Eastman and Laird, and they were talking about. So apparently, this was his Corben's third outing with the Turtles, and I don't know if I've ever seen the other two. I probably have, but just don't remember it. Maybe in reprint form or something. But this is a time travel. They have a recurring character, a friend of theirs called Renette, who is from a time traveler from the future, and she pops back once in a while, and they go on time travel adventures. And she was greatly used in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated. CGI animated series. It's where they met her and they went on some stuff. So they're using this character, although Renette does not appear in this story. But it's time travel gizmo from her that is taking them on this jaunt. It's a great cover. It's not a wraparound. And it is they're describing some of the events or situations that they find themselves in various time periods. A great painted cover. Okay, here we go. Turtles Take Time, and we start right off, and what the heck? They seem to be fighting on a pirate ship. Bam, bam, bam. And they have flintlock guns and sword cutlasses. Well, that's actually not a cutlass, but it's supposed to be a cutlass. And but we see the very great dynamic and some wonderful visual storytelling. And you can recognize it, his sound effects, his lettering. I think he did all the, did he? Yeah, apparently he did all the lettering. You can easily recognize his sound effects onomatopoeia. And it has a distinctive underground look to it. And then they're fighting the boom, 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 fighting the pirates. Finally, they win. Everyone's either dead or knocked out. And what's going on here? Well, they're not quite done. And was that Donnie? Donnie, what? He's missing a leg? And was it Raph? No. Maybe it's Leo. I don't know. Has an eye patch? What's going on here? And then here's Donnie. Bam. He finally beats the crap out of those last guys, even with one leg. And they find, the pirate treasure in the hold. Lots of gold, silks and other stuff. Then they're approached by the captain of they were actually on the treasure ship that the pirates were attacking. They fought off the pirates. They're being congratulated by the captain. And there's the pirate ship as it's sinking. And they go, what's going on? Okay, we don't like it here. We got to get here. They're looking at the little gizmo. This is a little cube, the time travel cube that Renette had given us. And then we go flashback, boom, to how our adventure began. And they are in the living room watching TV. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. And poof, this little cube with a note is attached. It's from Renette. It's a time travel cube. And she says, I don't know why she's giving it to him. It doesn't say, don't care. Oh, time travel with a warning, has a warning. So be sure when you come back after the time that you leave. Oh, okay, so that you don't cross over. Okay, so they turn the thing on, poof, and that's where they are in the time periods in with the pirates. But they apparently are temporarily, at least, swapping with the with someone there, and so I got the eye patch, got the peg leg, but otherwise they're pretty much them, and of course they have their ninja skills. And then there they are. Oh, and the cube got a little banged up in the thing. I hope it still works. And then poof, they want to go back home. They're themselves again. They're all whole, but they went back a little bit too far, and they're facing off with themselves, and the alternate versions of themselves think they're imposters of some kind. So they're about to go head to head with themselves. Says, no, you can't win when you're fighting yourself, right? And suddenly, boom, shatter, shake. Oh, it's a time quake! Boom, everything's shaking. The shaking effects here are really cool. The way they did it. And then poof, and through the void again, and poof, here they are in eggs. They're little infant mutant turtles in eggs in the sewer. Oh, and there's a big old gator. There's a really great art on that gator. If you can see it there, and you can see it that way. Oh, the great work on that. And they go, we can't defend ourselves in this form. Boop, boop, boop. They run after the gators after them because this is in the sewers, and they got the story about the baby alligators and the sewers and the myths of the gators. Anyway, they hop in the water. They're just about to get swallowed by the gator when time quake again, poof, and they're saved and traveling through time. Then poof, what the heck? They're in and they are in armor, and have swords and some. They look like barbarians of some kind, and then they go head to head with a bunch of knights. What knights? And the charge on them. Now this is a segment that was actually used in the Turtles animated show. And they charge by the knights and fight, and find out that these are knights of the Round Table. And they're returning from a quest, and they got the Holy Grail. Oh, so be careful! They're lamenting that. Oh, we may be destroying history. That's Donnie. The others don't care. Time quake again, boom, and a distance. Each time it gets more violent. Boom, 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 through the timescape, and then poof. We're somewhere. Whoa, way back at the dawn of time. It's like the first scene from 2001: Space Odyssey. As these what appear to be Australopiths, potentially Australopiths, little hominids. I guess they'd be hominins. What is with this? Every time I shoot a video, someone tries to call me. And they're scavenging for food, and then we see poof. Now we see the turtles, but they're cave turtles. They are primitive. Where they have the heavy brow ridges, and they have just sticks, clubs, stuff like that. Sling. Oh, here we go again. Oh, be careful! We might just damage stuff. We might damage history. But so don't hurt them. Well, they attack them. They're attacked by the Australopiths. Ooh, fight! Some cool fighting. Whang! Ugh. And of course, they just killed a whole bunch of pre-humans. Oh, and Donnie is, oh man, we wiped out all humanity. Man won't exist, and reptiles will rule the earth. And then timequake again, boom, and they really smush through time. Oh my gosh, it seems to be going back to just after the Big Bang, or the beginning of the Big Bang, I should say. And then poof, they're back in their proper time and proper place. Oh, thanks. Oh, it's all fine. Oh yeah, and the time cube seems to be doing okay. Oh, and Donnie's looking at it. Oh, great. So, hey, what do you suppose we'll look like in 2,000 years from now? And just then, the others are about to pounce on him. Oh, and that's a fun one. Ad for Richard Corben's Rip in Time. Fantagore Press. Oh. And here's an ad for his den. A lot of stuff. So, oh, and that's a fun. Even if you don't like turtles, that's a fun one. But I happen to like the turtles. So that's all I've got for you this time. So please like, share, and subscribe. And do leave your comments down below. Tell me, what do you think of Richard Corben? What do you think of Richard Corben's version of the Turtles? And what do you think of the Turtles in general? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.